Need to change your registered agent address in Georgia, but you're dreading the legal jargon? Well, welcome to this explainer, where we are going to break down exactly how to maintain your business compliance without the usual headache. Today, we're tackling a highly requested topic, the exact steps to updating your registered agent address in the Peach State.
So, if you're feeling a little intimidated by state paperwork, or maybe you just need to swap out your official address quickly to stay compliant, you are absolutely in the right place. Because in this step-by-step guide, we're going to walk through the entire process from start to finish.
Now, right before we dive in, I do need to give our standard disclaimer. This explainer is strictly for educational purposes. We're just looking at the mechanics of state filings here, so please always consult a legal professional for any tailored, personalized advice regarding your specific business. All right, here's our roadmap for today. We'll quickly cover what an agent actually is, the very real risks of having an outdated address, Georgia's 2 specific filing routes, a step-by-step walkthrough, a real-world scenario to bring it all to life, and finally, some essential compliance checks.
Okay, let's jump right into Section 1, What is a registered agent? The official point of contact.
So, under Georgia law, a registered agent is simply a person or an entity officially designated to receive service of process, which basically means lawsuits, as well as tax notices and other official government correspondence on behalf of a business. I like to think of your registered agent as your company's official legal bouncer. Honestly, their sole job is to accept critical documents during standard business hours so you never ever miss a lawsuit or state mandate.
Now, Georgia has some pretty strict rules about who can actually act as this legal bouncer. First off, they absolutely must have a physical street address right there in Georgia. Listen, P.O. boxes and virtual mailboxes explicitly prohibited by the Secretary of State. Don't even try it. The agent also has to be available during normal business hours. This can be an individual resident, or it can be an authorized domestic or foreign business entity. But, and this is a major rule to remember, your business cannot act as its own registered agent. It just doesn't work that way.
Moving right along to Section 2, the risks of outdated addresses and exactly why you cannot ignore this. Look, if your registered agent address is incorrect, the consequences are, well, they're incredibly severe. You run the huge risk of missing service of process, which can literally lead to default judgments against you. Imagine a process server can't find your agent, and boom, you instantly lose a lawsuit by default. That can completely pierce your corporate veil and expose you to personal liability. You might also miss vital tax notices from the Department of Revenue, lose your good standing, which totally blocks you from getting business loans or contracts, and eventually face complete administrative dissolution.
To put that into perspective, let's see how fast this builds into a critical failure. Say your agent vacates their address on day 1. The clock starts ticking immediately. If you go without a registered agent for just 60 days, the Secretary of State issues a formal notice of noncompliance. Then, you only have another 60 days to fix it. By day 120, a certificate of administrative dissolution is issued. Your company is legally shut down by the state. It happens incredibly fast, guys.
Let's look at how to fix it in Section 3, Georgia's 2 filing routes, also known as the missing form mystery.
So, if you are used to doing business in other states, this is going to surprise you. Georgia actually has absolutely no standalone change of agent form. None. Unlike most states, if you go hunting for a simple form on the state website, you're going to come up completely empty-handed. That's because the swap actually happens inside filings you already know.
You essentially have 2 distinct routes to make this address change. Route 1 is just your standard annual registration. If it's between January 1st and April 1st and you haven't filed for the current year yet, you literally just fold the address change into your standard $60 annual registration. The change itself costs absolutely nothing extra. Now, Route 2 is the amended annual registration. If you're outside that Q1 window or you've already filed your annual registration for the year, you submit an amended annual registration. For LLCs, that's Form CD 920. This route costs $30, and the best part is, it can be done at literally any time of the year.
All right, on to Section 4, Step-by-Step Change Process, Navigating the E-Corp System.
Okay, here are the exact steps. Step 1. Pick an eligible agent and verify their physical Georgia street address and county. And remember, no P.O. boxes. Step 2. Just log directly into the ecorp.sos.ga.gov online portal. Step 3. Depending on the time of year, you're going to select either annual registration with changes or amended annual registration. Step 4. Just type in the new agent's details and sign the form electronically. And finally, Step 5. Pay the $30 or $60 state fee with a credit card. By logging directly into the Secretary of State's portal, you entirely bypass the agonizingly slow paper mail system and push your address change through in just a few minutes.
Now for Section 5, a real-world scenario. Let's see this whole process in action.
To really anchor this, let's look at a case study. Imagine an LLC owner realizes their current registered agent just retired in July and suddenly closed their office. The stakes here? Well, that 60-day clock we talked about instantly starts ticking towards state dissolution. But the solution is super easy. Instead of waiting around for the Q1 annual report and risking everything, the owner immediately logs into eCorp and files Form CD-920. The outcome? They pay just $30, update their address instantly online, and save their business status overnight. Crisis averted.
Wrapping things up with Section 6, final tips and verification to ensure your compliance is completely locked in.
So you hit submit, but your job isn't quite done yet. Always check the state's public business search a few days later just to verify the new address is actually live on the record. Also, remember that e-filing through eCorp process is way faster than paper mail, so stick digital if you can. Oh, and be sure to update your own internal company records and vendor contracts to reflect the new address too. Fun fact, you actually do not need to notify your old agent in advance. The state update handles the transition automatically. And one very crucial final note here. If you're thinking about letting your company dissolve administratively just to avoid updating your agent, don't. You are still legally required to file a Beneficial Ownership Information, or BOI, report under the new Federal Corporate Transparency Act. Dissolution does not erase that requirement, folks.
If you found this breakdown valuable and want to keep your business operating smoothly and in perfect compliance, please take a quick second to like this explainer, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below if you have any questions at all. I want to leave you with a bit of a provocative question to chew on today. Is your current registered agent really protecting your business, or are you literally one missed piece of mail away from losing it all? Take a minute to verify your entity's status today, update that address if you need to, and sleep a whole lot sounder. Thanks so much for learning with us, and we will see you in the next explainer.